Today, targeting walleyes, northern Wisconsin. Air temps are around upper 20s, water temps are lower 40s. We're going to be targeting these fish flatline trolling and casting, suspending stick baits, and fight's been pretty good lately, but the conditions have not been good. So we're going to dump the boat in the water here and see how we can do. This video is brought to you by hand warmers. Very important fishing this time of year. Make sure you let all the water off your trailer drain out when you leave the lake so you don't leave an ice sheet at the ramp. Very important this time of year. Just got to our first spot of the day here, just a steep shoreline break. I'm just going to be flatline trolling with one rod. Up here you're only allowed one line, so just take advantage of that and just pull one line behind the boat. Starting out with just the, I don't know what that color's called, but just a Smithwick suspending rogue. It's a good numbers bait just to gauge if they're here or not. Hopefully this is an area where some Cisco should be spawning, so some of the biggest walleyes in the lake should be right around here. So we'll see what we can do. Starting to snow pretty good here. Just picked up the first fish of the night. Took a little longer than it should have, but had to switch up the casting. Smithwick Elite 8. There's a good chunky 18-inch walleye. Perfect fish for the table. Just got another one here. Perfect, probably a small slot fish, 21 incher. Just moved on to a inside weed edge. There's a spot with some real heavy milfoil, and I've just been fishing right on the inside edge of that grass on a hard bottom spot. Oh, now he is all covered in snow. But those fish have just been set up right along that weed edge. And in a tight spot like that, those fish are a little bit more susceptible to casting than trolling. So I'll try to kind of show you what I'm looking for here. You can kind of see we're on an area of fairly clean bottom. There's kind of a little bit of a carpet of grass down there, but I know that we're getting towards an area where there should be really heavy grass. So you can see on side imaging, right about there is where we start to get into some really heavy grass. So I'm just going to spot lock right here. You can kind of see where that grass starts to get really thick. Those fish are sitting right on that inside weed edge. So just right after I was showing you where to set up on that inside weed edge, that was just my first cast right along that, and beautiful walleye just crushed my Smithwick. Probably about a 22 incher, perfect slot fish. Hook fell right out, can't even get my hand around him, he's so chunky, but get that fish back in the water and keep ripping. Another great fish on the cast here, beautiful, probably 22, 23 incher. Another one on that Smithwick, just crushed it. Just followed my bait, taking some weeds, and then that fish smacked it. Again, just dropping them in the snow, but let's hit this beautiful walleye back in the water. Shoop! Just set up on a little bit different spot here and switched up to a perfect ton. A little bit bigger profile bait. First cast on the new spot. Bigger bait and I guess smaller fish, but that's a perfect one to keep there. Probably another 18 incher. So get her in the box. So I might have been wrong about that. So I might have been wrong about that last one. Bigger baits really do get bigger fish. Beautiful 23, 24 incher on that perfect 10. Right at the end of the cast, slammed it right in the weeds. Another snow-covered walleye back in the water. This fish here is just a perfect example of what these fish are living in. Oops. And again, perfect example of a fish in the snow. But you can kind of see that fish, when I brought it in, came with a little greenery, a little bit of milfoil. So they will smoke these baits right above the tops of the weeds. So winter has officially settled in here in northern Wisconsin. It's around the middle of November, but this is one of the greatest times of year to target some of the biggest and most walleyes you're going to catch all season. And one of the best ways to do that is just a suspending stick bait. Troll them, cast them. Walleyes this time of year just love that long pause and that slow, subtle action that a suspending bait gives, and it's just a perfect way to present a bait over the tops of the weeds where these fish are living. This is pretty much where these fish are going to be sitting first ice. The water temp is about 42, but these fish will pretty much be here until the lake locks up. So if you're willing to deal with the conditions out here, you can have some of the best walleye fishing of the year. Beautiful fish to cap off the night here. Seems like the biggest ones all seem to come out at night, real late. "24-incher, beautiful fish. Just caught and released the absolute giant 28-incher, but of course I forgot to get a video of that one, but I will attach a photo. But it's getting pretty late, got to work in the morning, and I am getting pretty cold now, so I think I'm going to dump that one back and call her a day.